We were both ambitious. That's what drew us together in the first place. Two type A dreamers with fire in their bellies and visions of skyscrapers with our names on them. Nicole and I met in a shared workspace downtown. I was building a software consultancy. She was managing branding for lifestyle startups. We clicked instantly. Fast-paced, witty banter, late nights fueled by Thai takeout, and mutual obsession with growth. We talked business more than we talked about love. We merged ideas, helped each other pitch, critiqued strategy decks over dinner. Then we moved in together. And 6 months after that, we started talking joint ventures. One in particular, a real estate tech platform I had started building years before, was finally gaining traction. I offered her a role. Not co-founder, but a stake. Something generous but fair. That's when it started. "You're hiding something," she said one night. "You told me I'd get 10% equity, but the papers say 5, and there's some clause about dilution I don't understand." I tried explaining. I had mentioned the 5% upfront equity. The rest was conditional on milestones, something every founder does. But she didn't want to hear logic. "You cheated me," she snapped. "You lied about what I was worth to you." That word, cheated, stung, because I'd been ignoring red flags for almost a year now. Late nights that weren't work-related. Weekend girls' trips, where she'd come back distracted, distant, smelling like a different cologne. I hadn't said anything. I wanted to believe we were just going through a rough patch, that she was under pressure, that it wasn't what I feared. But that word cracked something open. "You think I cheated you?" I said slowly. "Girl, you cheated by sleeping with another man for 2 years. Her face went pale. Silent. "How long have you known?" she asked finally. "Long enough to watch it die quietly." I saw the messages, Nicole, the hotel receipts, the burner app. I let it go because I didn't want to lose us. The room stayed quiet for a long time, like truth had sucked all the oxygen out of it. "You were busy," she said, trying to find footing. "Always obsessed with your company." I felt invisible. "And he made you feel seen?" She didn't answer. I stood, walked over to my desk, and opened the drawer. I pulled out the equity agreement, the real one, the one I hadn't given her. This was the one I was going to update for you. 10% unrestricted. No dilution clause. I printed it 2 months ago. I handed it to her. She didn't touch it. "You're lying," she said weakly. "No," I said. "I just stopped protecting someone who broke me." She moved out a week later. Tried to play victim with our mutual friends. Told them I was manipulative, that I weaponized money, and made her feel small. But truth has a way of surfacing. Screenshots don't lie. Her other man didn't either. Turns out he had no idea she was in a relationship. When he found out, he left too. I sold the startup 6 months later. 8 figures. My name's on a tower now. Nicole's name? Just a story I tell in private rooms with whiskey and caution. Because in business and in love, one rule holds true. If someone lies in the ledger, they'll lie in the bed, and vice versa. The months after she left were strangely quiet. No more slammed doors. No more side eyes across the dinner table. No more pretending. I thought it would hurt more, but it didn't. It felt like detox. Like I was finally breathing clean air after living in a gas leak. Sure, there were days when my brain replayed it all. Her laugh, her hands in mine. The early days when we built pitch decks on our apartment floor and dreamed of making Forbes 30 under 30 together. But then I'd remember the look on her face when I laid the truth bare. Not guilty, not ashamed, just exposed. And it wasn't just the affair. It was how easily she used the word cheated when things didn't go her way. How quickly she framed betrayal around spreadsheets instead of soul ties. Like the lie that ended us was mine, for clarifying equity terms. Not hers, for sharing a bed with someone else behind my back for 2 years. She tried to spin the narrative. Of course. She posted cryptic Instagram stories about gaslighting narcissists in business suits and men who manipulate with money, not fists. She posted throwbacks of us smiling at events, captioned with passive-aggressive nostalgia. Some mutual friends stayed neutral. A few sided with her. But the ones who mattered the ones who knew both of us, quietly reached out to say, I had a feeling something wasn't right with her. Even one of her exes messaged me anonymously. She did this to me, too. Different details. Same story. Don't take her back. She only comes back when the lights are on again. And wouldn't you know it, she did come back. Not directly at first. Here, a forwarded article with thought of you as the subject line. A soft DM. Proud of you. You really built something special. Just wish I'd been strong enough to stay. I didn't respond. Then, one night, she showed up to an industry event I was speaking at. Walked right up to me after I got off stage, eyes wide with admiration and regret. You look incredible, she said. You've really come into yourself. I had to, I replied. Lying next to someone who betrays you forces you to grow fast. She laughed like it was a joke. I didn't. You ever think about what we could have been if we had just gotten it right? I looked at her, really looked. The same eyes, the same confidence. But the shine wasn't the same. I'd seen too much truth behind it now. We did get it right. I said, what do you mean? We got it right by ending it. I walked away before she could respond. I joined a group of founders by the bar, one of whom was a sharp, thoughtful woman who had grilled me during a panel Q&A. We ended up talking for an hour about integrity in partnerships, business and personal. Her name was Erin. She asked me one question that night that stuck with me. What do you value more? Loyalty when you're losing or love when you're winning? I didn't even hesitate. Loyalty when I'm losing. Always. She smiled. Then you're already ahead of most people. Nicole is part of my story, but not the good part. She was the test before the breakthrough, the mistake before the clarity. The girl who cried cheater with one hand in someone else's bed. I used to want answers, closure, maybe even an apology. Now, I just want peace. And every day I choose it, I win. She called it equity. I call it integrity. And in the end, that's the only kind of wealth that truly lasts. A year has passed since that night at the event. Nicole faded into the background like an old app you forget you downloaded. Still there, technically, but irrelevant. I no longer check her socials. I don't replay the conversations. I don't feel the weight of what she did. Not because I forgot, because I finally outgrew it. Erin and I, we're still talking, still building, still showing up for each other with the kind of quiet consistency that doesn't need grand gestures to feel real. She challenges me, calls me out, and believes in me. Not the version in headlines, but the one who fell apart and rebuilt himself from floor to ceiling. The company? It's thriving. Not just on paper, but in principle. I've made a rule: no partnerships without transparency. No negotiations without clarity. No one who uses love or loyalty as leverage. Because I've learned the difference between someone who wants a piece of your success and someone who wants to build it with you. So this is how it ends. With me at peace. With her in the rear-view mirror. With a future I don't have to question anymore. She cheated and called it business. I healed and called it freedom. And I'd choose freedom every time. Even if I had to lose everything first, just to find what truly matters.